Students, we are going to begin with the reader chapter Monkey Trouble, and this particular story is written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is actually one of the India's best loved storyteller, and he has spent most of his time in Dehradun. He loves writing about the hills, his childhood, and the different animals he has known. His stories are so good enough that one can relate himself or herself easily with the plot of the story. Now, we are going to begin with the reading and understanding and explanation of the chapter, The Monkey Trouble. Grandfather bought Tutu from a street entertainer for 10 rupees. The man had 3 monkeys. So, grandfather, whose grandfather? The narrator's grandfather, and here narrator is the author, that is Ruskin Bond. So the narrator's grandfather had bought Tutu from a street entertainer. Street entertainer is someone who earns money by performing on the street, maybe by singing, playing instrument, or making any animal like monkey dancing. So in this way they earn them money or their livelihood. So Tutu was bought from the street entertainer for 10 rupees, and this particular man had 3 monkeys. Tutu was the smallest but the most mischievous. Mischievous means somebody that is very naughty and maybe the trouble creator. She was tied up most of the time. Why was she tied up for most of the time? Just think about it. Maybe because she was very mischievous. The little monkey looked so miserable with a collar and a chain that grandfather thought she would be much happier in our home. So, the monkey was looking miserable. Miserable means unhappy and uncomfortable because she was most of the time kept chained. And she was not happy to be kept chained. So, grandfather thought it is better that she would be taken to his home and kept as a pet. Grandfather liked to keep unusual pets. Unusual pets means not very commonly those animals which are kept as a pet. So monkey is one of the unusual pet that can be kept by the family now. At first, grandmother refused. Refused means she did not want. She denied. She said no. Refused to have a monkey in the house. She says, you have enough pets as it is. She said, referring to the grandfather's goat, several white mice, and a small tortoise. Referring here means she is mentioning that already you have a goat, several white mice, and a small tortoise as a pet. So why you want a monkey to be kept as a pet in the house? Then the narrator says, but I don't have any. I said, you are mischievous enough for 2 monkeys. 1 boy in the house is all I can take. So grandmother doesn't want any other boy in the family, and she did not want to keep Tutu as a pet. Ah, but Tutu isn't a boy, said grandfather. This is a little girl monkey. Listening to this, grandmother gave in. Gave in means she agreed to keep Tutu as the pet. She had always wanted a little girl in the house. Why she wanted a girl in the house? Because she believed that girls were less mischievous than boys. Tutu was going to prove her wrong. Why do you think so she was going to prove grandmother wrong? Because already we have learned in the beginning of the chapter only that she is one of the mischievous animal. The narrator is describing the little monkey, Tutu. That she was a pretty little monkey. Her bright eyes sparkled with mischief. What is the meaning of sparkle? Something that shines very brightly. And what is the meaning of mischief? Mischief means any kind of playful misbehavior sometimes that create troubles in the family or anywhere. Like the children do sometimes, small babies. She had a wide grin. Wide grin means a broad smile which showed her pearly. Pearly is what? As white as the pearl. Same way, pearly white teeth and terrified Aunt Ruby. Terrified means that frightened Aunt Ruby too much. One of the first things I taught Tutu was to shake hands. So author taught Tutu the very first thing was to shake hands. And she insisted. Insisted means to ask someone forcefully to do something that you want that person to do. So she insisted on doing this with all those who visited the house. Major Malik would have to shake hands with Tutu before he could enter the drawing room. Otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, Tutu would climb onto his shoulder and stay there, playing with his hair and mustache. So, if this Major Malik is not going to shake hands with Tutu, definitely what she'll do? She would climb onto his shoulder and then she would stay there, play with his hair or mustache. Her tail worked as a third hand and added to her good looks. Grandfather believed that a tail would add to anyone's good looks. Do you think so? Do you believe in the statement that grandfather stated here? Okay, and also try to find how why this Tutu likes to shake hands. Could there be a reason? Think about a reason. Now, here we come to Aunt Ruby. Aunt Ruby is the family member who wasn't aware of arrival of Tutu, and then what happens to her. So Aunt Ruby had not been informed of Tutu's arrival. We heard loud shrieks from her bedroom. Shrieks is what? Loud screaming, loud noise, sharp noise made by someone, and went running to see what was wrong. It was Tutu trying on Aunt Ruby's petticoats. Okay? Now, they were much too large, of course, because Tutu is a small baby monkey and petticoats were big enough for Tutu to wear. And when Aunt Ruby entered the room, all she saw was a white bundle with no face, jumping up and down on the bed. So this particular thing terrified and frightened a lot because she was not aware that inside that petticoat was a little baby she monkey, that is Tutu, because she was already not aware of Tutu. Here comes Uncle Benji. Then Uncle Benji complained that his hairbrush was missing. We found Tutu sunning herself on the back veranda using the hairbrush to scratch her armpit. Sunning herself means she is just lying in the sun and enjoying and taking the sun bath, and along with that she is scratching her armpits. Armpit is what? The lower part of your arm. That is the armpit. I took it from her and gave it back to Uncle Benji. I also said sorry to him, but he threw the brush away. By this time, narrator here tries to convince Uncle Benji that brush is okay. Now, what way does he try to convince Benji? Just see, Tutu doesn't have fleas. I is what? Narrator. So, narrator is trying to say that Tutu doesn't have any fleas. Fleas means those small insects which drink the blood of the animal and can spread diseases. No, and she bathes more often than Benji, said grandfather. Grandfather also is trying to say that this monkey doesn't have any fleas, and even she takes bath with the shampoo that has been borrowed by from Aunt Ruby, who had borrowed Aunt Ruby's shampoo to give Tutu a bath. The day grandfather had to visit Meerut to collect his railway pension, he decided to take Tutu and me along. So one day what happened, grandfather thought to visit Meerut just to collect his railway pension. So he decided to take Tutu and the author along with him. To prevent Tutu from moving about on the train, she was carried inside a large black travelling bag. Grandfather and I paid for our seats and we took Tutu along as a hand baggage. So Tutu was also carried in the train, and just to stop his movement in the her movement in the train, she was carried in a hand baggage. There was enough space for Tutu to look out of the bag and to be fed bananas and biscuits. That particular bag was having a little opening from where she could be fed bananas and biscuits. But she could not get her hands through the opening or bite open the bag. So what she can't do? She could not get her hands through the opening out, or she can't bite open the bag. She can't even open the bag. Tutu stayed in the bag as far as Meerut. But while grandfather was showing our tickets at the turnstile is what? A gate with arms which can move and let only one person pass at a time. So at that place, what happened at that place? Tutu suddenly poked her head out of the bag and grinned widely at the ticket collector. So the moment grandfather was coming out of this turnstile, she suddenly poked her head out of the bag and gave a big broad smile to the ticket collector. The poor man was taken aback. The poor man means the ticket collector got shocked, was surprised. He said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You'll have to buy a ticket for it." Now, what did the grandfather say? "It's not a dog," said grandfather indignantly. Indignantly means angry, with a shock. "This is a baby monkey, and there is no charge for babies. It is as big as a cat," said the ticket collector. "Cats and dogs have to be paid for." So here, grandfather became angry and is surprised that why ticket collector is asking for the ticket against Tutu, because Tutu is a small baby monkey. But ticket collector is arguing here and telling that the cats and dogs have to be paid because the Tutu is as big enough as the cat and a dog. Grandfather took Tutu out of the bag. He tried to argue that a young monkey was not the same as a dog or a cat. So what happened? The argument continued. And grandfather is trying to tell ticket collector that it is a young monkey and not as same as a dog or a cat. But you know, children, it was all in vain. Ticket collector was not agreeing to understand grandfather's point of view. So, but all of it was in vain. To the ticket collector, Tutu was the same as a dog. So grandfather had to give up and pay 5 rupees as her fare. So ultimately what happened at the end? Grandfather had to listen to what ticket collector was asking for, and he had to pay 5 rupees as a fare. Fare is what? A kind of money paid against someone when you are traveling out. So then grandfather, just to get his own bag, this phrase means to teach the ticket collector a lesson for being unfair, because grandfather thought that the ticket collector is quite unfair in treating him, and Tutu did what? He took from his pocket the small tortoise that he sometimes carried about and said, "And what must I pay for this?" The ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise and pushed it with his forefinger. So the ticket collector, when he saw the tortoise, he did nothing. He just pushed it little with his forefinger, and then he gave grandfather a triumphant look. Triumphant look means a winner look. He is happy and proud that he has proved, he want to prove himself to be correct, and thought that he is a winner. So he gave a very triumphant look and said, "No charge, sir. It is not a dog." So at the end, grandfather had to pay 5 rupees against Tutu as a fare. So children, I hope you must have understood the chapter and enjoyed it. Please read the chapter thoroughly again. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. Stay in, stay healthy, and stay safe.